Saucy family drama for the Mysterios. The worst women's wrestling match on SmackDown ever. And a pretty good main event, if I say so myself. Because I'm Brother D, and this is Cellar, a pro wrestling show. I'm joined ringside this week. This is not a solo episode, because he's back, the illustrious, the beautiful bearded, my brother G-Dog. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm back from my
COVID party.
cotton candy COVID giveaway. No, everything was good. Yeah. Everything was fine.
Good to hear.
It's been a good week of wrestling.
I'm sure the audience has missed you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, our thousands
and thousands
of fans.
Of course. Worldwide, demographically 1% in the UK.
Worldwide, demographically 1% in the UK.
Shout out to the lads.
Shout out to the lads.
We're going to go down for a quick rundown of the show real quick. But before that, let's get into our thoughts of tonight's episode. Was there a little mustard missing?
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel... So to be fair,
yep,
I saw on the intraweb before the night began, I saw a tweet from Brian Alvarez.
Okay.
And a fairly reliable man in the so-called wrestling industry. And somewhat, he said that the script for SmackDown
was probably written 20 minutes beforehand.
It was pretty much that.
That's what was reported last week, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
To be fair, that's kind of what this felt like. Yeah? And the editing tonight
was atrocious.
That was the word I was going to use.
Yeah, because it's the only word to describe what was going on. My thoughts on this episode, I lacked the mustard, you know. If you listen to our AEW Dynamite Tonight review, I think AEW was kind of missing something from this week. I think SmackDown was missing something.
Yeah, everything was just kind of off.
I think what it was missing was wrestling. We had 3 matches, and one of them has already been dragged on Twitter.
Yeah. No,
I didn't think it was that bad, but
pulled through the mud.
We'll get into a little rundown here. I'll take a quick little 2 minutes just to break down this card. If you have not watched tonight's episode, which would be very odd that you've decided to join us before that, but thank you for coming here, of course. And maybe you just forgot a couple things because, hey, I forget stuff all the time on these wrestling shows. I watch a lot of wrestling. I know all of our audience members do. They're the smartest wrestling audience members ever. Is that correct, G-Dog?
No, absolutely. We have absolutely the smartest fan base there is.
So we opened up the show with Roman and Jay. Quick little thing, Roman pretty much just reiterates that Jay will be subservient to him and that he is the tribal chief. Okay, cool. We had KO and Dolph. It was a match. KO went over. Great.
Didn't he get on to the Survivor Series team by winning it?
Is he the team captain now? Because that's what we had.
Oh, that I don't remember.
That's what we had next because we had Natalya, Bianca Belair, and Billie Kay in the back all talking to Adam Pearce about wanting to become the team captain.
The czar of the WWE.
The unofficial
Adam
GM
Pearce.
Who just shows up on every show.
Yep. And now they're slowly sliding Pat Buck into the role, too.
Which I like. He's a cool-looking dude, I guess.
Yeah, that's great.
We had them in a triple threat. Bianca Belair went over. Apparently, this was like the worst match ever, and Natalya's garbage to a lot of people.
Which, I mean, I don't understand at all. I have always been a huge Natalya fan. I have always felt like she has never gotten her true run and what she truly deserves. Maybe she's not as completely great as she once was in the ring, but at the same time, I don't feel like she's been pushed in a way and given the opportunity when she was
when we go back through the show, because we'll get back to this one very quickly. We'll dive more into, because we saw the title reigns of Natalya. We'll dive into that in a second. We had the Freak, who, my bad, maybe Lars Sullivan, I don't know. They kind of did a little meta joke about hey, you just say the Freak a lot, okay? You can call me the Freak if you want to. This little back and forth. I don't like the dude. I like this promo, though. Oddly enough.
No,
there was something about it.
Corey Graves, fantastic.
Corey Cole wasn't the worst thing in this, so okay. We had Buddy Aaliyah, little backstage stuff. We had Carmella. She might wrestle next week. I don't know. We haven't seen her on the show for quite a while, I believe.
It's been months.
Not even in a wrestling thing. They showed her. And now I feel like she hasn't even been in a promo or
it's been
backstage
about 2
segment.
weeks
Yeah.
or so, yeah.
So, okay. Street Profits, Cesaro, Shinsuke. Cool. We had Sammy, which probably promo of the night, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Sasha promo. Bailey was out there too. Main event, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso. Jey Uso goes over, which going into it, I said, hey, I could really see either dude winning. And you were more on the fence of, oh, it'll probably be Daniel Bryan.
You know, it was Daniel Bryan's first in-ring match in 4 months. He's been hanging out since the
he had that tag team. He had that tag team match last week.
Singles match.
Yeah,
his first singles match, and it's a spot in Survivor Series, and you would imagine that that's where it's going. But you really got this vibe from Daniel in this match, particularly that this current run, and he's made these comments about how this is his last final run in the WWE. This is his last full-time run as a professional wrestler. Everybody comes back for some spots here and there.
He'll be at the Saudi Arabia show in 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
And
AEW confirmed Bryan
We'll just jump right into the main event because I believe that was probably the best segment of the show across all things. Okay. Would you disagree? I mean, what was better than the main event?
No, I don't think so.
Roman and Jey opening was okay. Better. Jey didn't even get an intro. No entrance. Guess he's just a sucker now, pretty much.
Yeah, well, that goes back to what we talked about with the editing on this show, which was just absolutely terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really bad. Because during, Sasha comes out, during her segment, they go to a camera backstage. I literally was like, hold on, go back. That was a backstage camera. That's not a camera down at ringside. That's a camera in the ring backstage. What the fuck? And then they go to commercial, and I was like, oh, they'll have a backstage segment when they come back because that's what they love to do. No, they did not. So I'm just thinking, how do you mess up like that? AEW doesn't do shit like that. For a $1 billion company, WWE.
You signed a $1 billion deal with Fox, and that's what you did. You've
made $220 million so far this year.
That I was just what are we fucking doing?
Well, was it when Roman came out at the top of the program?
Yep.
They just had a random camera cut and it's super shaky. I was like, what is going on?
What's happening here?
What is going on? But yeah, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso main event. Probably the best thing, I would say, of the show. They have chemistry good enough. I don't really know if these two have ever really wrestled. Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, Daniel Bryan's not back in the day, sort of a tag team wrestler.
Team Hell No and whatnot. I'm sure they've wrestled.
But not this iteration.
But not in this capacity, not this caliber, on this stage.
We'll jump into the worst segment. What did you believe the worst segment was? Had to have been the women's match.
I mean,
which I didn't think was that bad. Unfortunately,
I think the Carmella segment was pretty bad.
At least that was only 30 seconds.
That was only 30 seconds. I don't know what's going on with her.
Yeah, how are you untouchable?
Does that mean she's coming with someone next week? Is there some sort
of
bodyguard situation? Is she gonna have the big tall guy that AJ Styles has from Raw?
No, she'll have Rhea Ripley.
Raquel Gonzalez. And
I was
Dakota
thinking
Kai.
her, but
big trifecta.
Yeah, they could.
Big girl trio.
They won't.
Ooh, I'd like that though.
They won't though.
That would be fantastic.
It would be fantastic, but it's not gonna happen.
Big girl trio. I'd like that.
Ooh, Carmella.
Yeah, leading the charge. No, I don't mean like that.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Though, this triple threat. What was going on? Okay, Natalya. I said it during the match too. She had her sharpshooter has just become so weak. It's like Rock. It's like the Rock sharpshooter.
Yeah, she's not really cinching it in anymore.
Like I say, Billy Kay's back's not even bent at all. It's just straight. That does not look good at all. And then I go on Twitter. Oh man.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
Man.
Yeah, she was just getting savaged for no reason.
I mean, I saw people saying they will never watch another one of her matches. This was the worst match ever. Her and Billy Kay need to go. I didn't really see the problem, I suppose. I mean, thoughts? Give me something here.
I just kind of looked at it as a standard
I mean, Bianca went over.
This was a match that was designed to get Bianca Belair over.
Yeah.
And you even pointed it out at one point when Corey Graves, when she got out of the double submission move that she was in and she didn't submit to it. And Corey Graves is talking about what a strong move that was and how powerful she is. It's like, well, yeah, this is what we're doing. We're putting over Bianca Belair. This is a spot designed for her.
Crazy that commentators would put the sport of wrestling over and make it interesting sounding.
Right?
Crazy.
It's boss time.
She came out with the chair. I'm so sick and tired of that whole gimmick thing now. I think she threw it out of the way. I wasn't really paying attention to this segment.
No, yeah, it's unfortunate.
They're having a match next Friday.
Yeah, Bayley and Sasha next week for the title.
DQ?
Probably.
And then after Survivor Series, what's after Survivor Series?
TLC.
Oh, no. Is it really?
Yeah, it'll be the 1-year anniversary of us attending TLC last year, a.k.a.
I think that might be the worst 2019 pay-per-view.
Oh, it was Italy. Yeah.
Maybe because I saw it live.
We should look at some end-of-the-year lists and see what other people thought, but as a person that attended that, as a person that's attended a lot of wrestling shows in his days, that might have been the worst show I've ever been to.
Here's the deal. I've been to and performed in, G-Dog and I. Performed is a terrible word for when it comes to wrestling, but I guess you do perform in a sense, in an athletic way, not a I'm performing kind of way, but like a thespian, the theater performance. I'm not performing like that. I'm Bobby Roode, okay? I'm doing some real wrestling. But I've been in the backyards of Wisconsin where the whole town comes out for, I'm watching some wrestling. The whole town
125 people there, and they're all there to boo you with your Vikings vest on.
Yep.
Boom, Mr. Starry Night.
You just talk about how much Wisconsin sucks.
It's the easiest heat. It's cheap heat, but it's good heat.
Oh, what's going on over there? Something's falling. Uh-oh. Just like this show was falling tonight. But what I did like was the Freak.
This promo
Here's a dude
was
I don't
strange because we here at Sell It have kind of rallied against the Freak. And I think as we move forward, we might have to reconsider our position because as much as I might disagree with him as a person, this character shift here was very interesting. Now, I will say, is the writing in this not the worst shit you've ever heard? This, I thought, was terrible, but he was strangely, him and Corey Graves are talking backstage.
Yeah, Corey Cole wasn't even bad in this segment either.
No, Corey Graves just kind of shut up and let him do his thing. Corey Cole.
Michael Graves and Corey Cole. Because they're interchangeable. You could have put either one in.
And Tom Phillips and Byron Suxton. And
not Samoa Joe.
No, not Samoa Joe. He's pretty good.
No.
Samoa Joe, Corey Graves.
That would be a good.
That would probably be pretty good.
I think if you took Corey Graves away from Cole, he'd sound less like him.
Yeah.
It's
probably.
Yeah.
And then maybe Phillips to balance those three out. Yeah, that would probably be a good one.
The Freak,
he was fit into this tight shirt.
He looked like the Big Show.
He looked like the Big Show and Will Sasso.
No, and Tyson Fury.
And definitely Tyson
during
Fury.
his depressive stage where he was
and he was telling this story about getting beat up as a kid and how
No, they just what was it? Okay, so it opens and he was like, "Do you want to be called the Freak?" And he's like, "Do you want to call me the Freak?" It
was fairly meta.
Yeah, it was like, you call me that 20 billion times, just call me the Freak.
Yeah.
But he goes into this story where he's like, when I was younger, the Smother brother, the Tommy brother, what did he say?
The Tracy brothers.
He said
the Tracy brothers, which, yeah.
Could be a link to Tracy Smothers.
Yeah, who passed away this week.
Yes, sadly. And so he says, they were calling him the Freak, and he cried, but now he's here to, make hell on earth. Hey, Hell in a Cell already happened. Okay, stupid to build that up. I thought he was going to say he was going to make it, Earth his heaven, his, perfect place.
That makes
by
sense.
Getting rid of people, not making it a hell on earth for that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You want the perfect. You want to attain the perfect place. You want to get rid of all these other people, but hell on earth. Wait, what? Why? Why?
Should I set the alarm for the 3-week push now?
No, get out of here.
Should I do it?
Wrestle talk. Who the freak? His push?
Yeah.
I mean, at least he's been getting a solid push though since he's returned.
It is strange.
It's not like Riddle, formerly Matthew.
Now,
Matt
did you
Riddle.
hear in this promo, because Corey Graves did like a brief little list of people that Lars Sullivan has laid out, and Matt Riddle was one of them. And
Did he say Riddle?
I think it was dubbed because it just sounded like just a little off, and I was like, wait, what the fuck?
You heard like Riddle.
Exactly.
You hear like a syllable of sorts, like a.
Yep, like they took it out, and I'm just like, interesting.
Tisket, tasket, Riddle in a
they
basket.
filmed this like on Thursday before that became the new edict that we have to call him just Riddle. Which we're gonna get into that in the week review. We're gonna on this week's week review.
Sunday.
We are going to do a week review of all of the name changes that have gone on in WWE in the last 5-10 years. Guys like Antonio Cesaro,
Adrian Neville,
guys like Andrade Cien Almas,
that one I'm okay with.
guys like Tucker Knight. Guys like
was that his name at one point?
And Otis had a last name. It's his real shoot last name, which is a very
I wasn't
hard to
watching,
pronounce,
you
like
know,
Polish, some odd name.
I was not watching SmackDown at that point or whatever he was on, so I didn't even know it was Tucker Knight at one point.
Yep.
There you go.
So yeah, there's been so many guys, countless guys that have come up and like have had things shifted. There's been talks that Dominic Mysterio is going to run as just Dominic for a while, like, which is like, why on earth would you do that? Like the Mysterio name, like, is 60% of the value there,
and the other 47.
the other 40% is how large that T-shirt is.
No, Dominique, you gotta wear a shirt, man. You gotta wear a tight-fitting shirt. And we're gonna jump right into this segment, because there is some saucy, sexy stuff going on in this. If people's heads weren't already fucking exploding before with "this is so creepy," you're gonna die. You're gonna die of a heart attack when you say it. You're gonna get shot like Johnny Bravo on Impact. And you're gonna have a man in his 50s dressed up as Road Warrior go "no" over you, okay? We had Murphy and Aaliyah come out, and Murphy is asking for forgiveness.
Hold your fucking hold. Hold on.
What?
Let's talk about the fact that Murphy had the best entrance song of anyone in the COVID era.
I don't think it's new. I swear to God. I just watched him wrestle.
If it isn't new, this is the first time I've paid attention to it.
I just watched him wrestle last week when he faced Seth.
And I don't recall this happening.
I swear, yeah.
But maybe it's because the shitty editing. Maybe he was in the ring already. Who knows?
Yeah, because when when they were backstage earlier, Murphy, you could hear the reverb.
Yep.
Like they were clearly playing it through.
Our audio is better right now. That is strange.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be. No. This was a night of errors.
The Capital Wrestling Cellar at Cellar, the Professional Wrestling Show, is better than the Thunderdome. Are you ready? But it's just ridiculous. But we have Seth come out.
But it had a didgeridoo on the front of it,
you're fucking still talking about the theme, man.
I can't not. It was great, and then it was just kind of generic. Dun, 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 dun,
that was fine though.
But it was nice.
Can I just say that unfortunately, Seth,
Murphy,
and Bailey all have this like like intro. We gotta drop that. And hey, by the way,
Bailey's gotta lose it first.
If you're this far in, send us a DM at wrestling, or what is our Twitter handle
at
officially?
Sell It Wrestling.
At Sell It Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll Venmo you $10 if you send me the secret code The Freak.
Secret code The Freak.
If you have gotten this far, which I know you haven't, and that's okay. Even though I think this is going to be one of our better episodes.
It's turning into it.
I think so. But let's get back to this guy now. What's going on? Okay, we had Seth come out, and he pretty much lays
this
it on.
is the shit I've been dealing with on Monday Night Raw.
Hold
on. And you're dealing with it now.
Hey, motherfucker. We had Seth come out, and he pretty much just lays it on the line. I don't think you're back, Murphy. And Murphy's like, no, I'm not going with you. And then, God, let me get into the notes, because then we kind of descend into chaos. Dominique comes out and he attacks Seth. Murphy pulls Dominique off. He starts beating up Seth. Then Dominique and Murphy start brawling. Then Ray comes out. He starts brawling with Murphy. Then Dominique and Ray are going to hit a 6-1-2. It was a lot going on in a couple minutes.
And then Dominic's t-shirt tried to eat him. And it was succeeding.
His shirt size is 619. That doesn't even make sense. But it's still funny. But it's still funny. Essentially, we got the makeout of Aaliyah and Murphy.
Yeah, this is probably controversial.
Yeah, it will be. It will be.
I didn't really see any heat for it, but I wasn't really looking for it. I wasn't really nothing came up on the old feed.
When you seek something out, you usually see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, this definitely was going to be controversial.
I mean, it was controversial before they were doing this. She's 19. He's like, what, 36?
32 or 3, I think.
32, 33.
Hey, at the end of the day, like...
I'm pretty sure it's like...
They're adults, so like...
I'm pretty sure consent in Texas is like 16.
And this is...
For God's sake.
19.
I mean, it's state by state. It's television, people.
This is also... That's the most crucial aspect
of this. That's
what
wrestling.
People are kind of forget. This is wrestling, but this is television.
On a show where 9 months ago, people were dumping dog food onto people.
I knew you were going to go with the dog food. It's such an easy target because fuck you.
Because it's ridiculous.
Fuck you.
Who, me?
No.
Fuck
dog
them.
Food. Fuck them.
Well, don't fuck the dog food because then the doggies won't eat.
Ruffles.
Gosh, I believe that was all.
This was
segment.
like one of my.
We had the Street
preferred.
Profits Cesaro Shinsuke. That was.
Who cares?
Cesaro and Shinsuke probably will break up soon.
We got to do it, but like then what? Then Cesaro
then who's the tag
drifts
team?
And finds another tag team partner.
Maybe.
And Shinsuke goes to NXT. God, please, why? Please, that would be great. Who would Cesaro? Who on SmackDown right now? Who is just floating around? Would you pair with Cesaro? Because they're never going to run him as a single star again. He's on Raw.
It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. But for like the next 5 minutes, we have to pretend it does.
We've broken down the show. Let's break down a couple things going on in WWE. SmackDown, Raw, whatever. We pointed out tonight, odd Big E was not on the show.
Yeah, there's been all this talk about Big E getting this big push, and that like he's been pitched like this stuff behind the scenes. And
Daniel Bryan is a big
Daniel Bryan's a big supporter,
supporter,
and wants to really give him his shine and let him run. So I would expect to see a program between the two eventually.
Probably.
Yeah, you could there's definitely got to be something there. I think what you have to do now...
we are silly. How did we not talk about Jey Uso attacking Daniel Bryan after the main event?
Dude, that was brutal. So he goes over on
No one knows about this now because we've talked about it too late, unfortunately. I'm sorry, everybody. But no one's listening to this part. But you better be, because if you're not, that's okay too. Because you won't hear any of this. So it doesn't matter what I say. But if you're still around... We are still at a pro wrestling show. Thank you for listening. But yeah, continue with Big E.
Yeah, I just think that you need
Langston, there you go. There's another guy who they've dropped.
There, exactly. So I just think you need to change up his presentation right now. I think drop
Which
the
I
New
think
Day,
is probably the plan.
Drop the New Day affiliation completely.
Maybe get him out of the singlet.
He always was wearing a singlet before.
Always.
I like the weightlifting singlet style. But
does he ever take the straps down, really, though?
Oh, yeah. He definitely does.
Sometimes, I guess, yeah, sometimes.
But then give him some new music and,
he always goes crazy when he...
He can still be fun-loving and, doing his thing, but, let's see. I want to see a run. I'm a big fan of that guy. No pun intended. Or full pun intended.
Maybe.
All the puns intended.
I'm a big ending guy.
Big ending guy. No. It's a strange move.
Yeah.
But it works for him.
Big E, yeah, man. That's a dude who he does deserve this. He's been in one of the greatest WWE tag teams ever. If you don't agree with that, I don't know what you've been watching the last couple of years. But I don't think many people would disagree with that.
Yeah, New Day has really like risen
Three
from
just very talented dudes.
in an era where most tag teams are broken up after 6 months or a year if you're lucky. You know, this is a tag team that like has endured for years and years and years, and like still has an iteration now going over on Raw.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's really cool.
for sure. Gosh, who else wasn't on the show tonight? There was something else.
Baron Corbin wasn't on the show.
Otis wasn't on the show.
Otis wasn't on the show
because Otis is going to be on Monday Night Raw probably.
Oh, Tucky, why'd you do it to me? Did you see that Tucky was losing on main event this week? So he turns heel on the pay-per-view and then wrestles Humberto Carrillo on main event and loses. So
cool.
That's
Way to make me care about him.
So let's break up.
I mean,
this
who's
tag
watching
team.
main event? But way to make me care about him.
Let's break up this tag team for no reason, and then what? I don't get it for no reason. It does not. That does not make sense.
That is WWE for you. Doesn't make sense, but I'm gonna still watch it.
Yeah,
At this point, do you think people are just watching WWE just because it's something to complain about?
Yeah, probably.
It's just something to like bullshit around and just be like.
But hey, man, every day I wish that it was better.
Yeah,
every day I wish that it was an opportunity to go. Oh, that was awesome.
Watching WWE is like being in a bad relationship after a couple like months or years because you wish for it to get better and you remember a time when it was fun. But now it's just unbearable and it's sucky, but you don't want to end it. You can't break off this entanglement of sorts that you have with this company or girlfriend or boyfriend or other, whatever you're into. Plants, perhaps. Hey, they're kind of nice. And
bitches love plants.
I love plants.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But no, sometimes that's the thing with WWE. I just want it to be better. So I keep continuing to watch it because I'm like, oh, maybe this is the week Raw hits this button and just hits the reset and goes, we're going to do it right. It's not going to happen. But I'm hoping. That's why I watch.
Yeah. No, I
think that's why anybody watches.
And I continue wanting that to be the case. But I don't know, man. I don't know if until Vince McMahon is relieved of his power by God.
Do you think it becomes better with Triple H? Do you think they sell it off and Triple H doesn't even run the company? They sell it off to somebody else.
Maybe he takes NXT for his own.
Maybe.
As his own
because,
brand.
There's all these...
that would be interesting,
There's all the rumors of, like, the network still being shelled out to other networks.
I think... Okay, I was going to say this earlier, then I didn't.
I might have to legally, like... download all the WrestleManias before they take them off.
Absolutely. But no, I was thinking with this big deal coming for the Vince McMahon documentary.
On Netflix, yes.
Why wouldn't WWE license some of their stuff out to Netflix? So it's not exclusive on the network.
What do you mean, the Big Show show?
I mean, like, best of TLC.
Oh, I know what you're aware of.
Best of WrestleMania. They have all this different stuff that you can also get on Netflix. Like, big deal between the two, big money. I definitely see something like that coming.
That's a good point. I didn't think of it like that. That is a good point. That is probably what they will do. They're greedy bastards. They're quarterly
and then that technically lessens your network, subscription and the money you're paying for it, because then like people over on this other thing are getting something that you're supposed to be getting exclusive access to and all this different stuff. Blah, 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 blah. People will bitch and moan and complain and still pay $10 a month.
How we do.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But, I'm trying to make it my job to complain about wrestling, so...
I'm perfectly okay with it, yeah.
I'm also trying to give wrestling praise when it deserves it, but I just think tonight's episode...
It was just so-so. I don't think it was bad at all.
I think it was a so-so week. You said it was a good week of wrestling. I think it's been so-so.
No.
I think NXT was the strongest show.
Yeah.
Didn't even really watch
back
all
and
of
I've rewatched most of it. And I watched the Damian Priest Johnny Gargano match. It was really good. I'm surprised Johnny Gargano was the North American champion again.
I still think there will be dissension between him and Candice LeRae.
Oh, interesting.
I think it'll be she keeps clawing at it. Clawing cannot win. And now he's the champion. Big man on campus. All this. Yada, yada, yada. And eventually maybe even like a breakup or divorce angle of sorts. When was the last time you ever saw a wrestling couple do a breakup angle? Well, Lana, I guess, and Rusev.
I guess. Well, why does it always have to be like a cuck gimmick or like a...
Why can't it just be like...
a cheating gimmick or like a... Why can't it just be like an amicable, like, okay, we'll go our separate
Well, I'm the champion, you're trying to become champion, and you're very weak. I need to find a strong woman.
And then he goes with, like, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, like... This is my brutality! And she always has to do the big Patrick from the SpongeBob movie leg move. When he's in the fishnets at the very end when I'm a goofy goober rocked. And, yeah.
High kick.
I think this was a good episode.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes, that's what you look like right now. He's the
straight to the moon.
He's the best thing in wrestling. I'm gonna say it. Right
he really is.
I'm gonna say it.
So,
right
do you have any preview for the week review? Anything you want to get to? I definitely want to talk about the names that have been dropped. We'll get a list together.
We're gonna have to talk about the god awful, just never should be watched, terrible segment on Impact this week.
Oh yeah, the Johnny Bravo.
Who shot Johnny Bravo?
We'll talk about that more in full on the week review. I believe Ring of Honor is crowning their pure champion this weekend.
Tomorrow, yeah. Would that be?
That would be on tomorrow's show access. It's probably aired somewhere already. I'm a noob. Who knows? But we'll probably talk about that. I believe Jonathan Gresham's going to go over. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I love that guy.
We'll see. Don't even know who that is.
The Octopus.
Ridiculous.
From Ring of Honor.
That's pretty Octopus.
Great. The Octopus. He wears the big octopus mask.
Oh, okay. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, okay. I've seen him, yeah.
Yeah. We'll stream forward. I think we're in a big week review. Big week review show.
I think we're going for an hour and a half to 45 minutes.
Okay.
We're going to have multiple segments.
You want to come over early and do it?
Maybe.
And then we can spend the day clipping it out.
Could be. That could be. I'll bring the...
Be like, okay, hey, you find this bit and you find this bit.
There you go. Because we are going to start pushing more on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's
Anchor's been okay, but I want more interaction. I want you guys to comment down below. I want I want to know what the sellers and the sellouts think of whatever we're watching and stuff. I mean, we review a lot of things. We need input from people.
Absolutely.
We need questions.
We want direction.
We need direction. Yes, that is correct.
I would absolutely love if the people directed us eventually. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, because guess what?
Be like, hey, what do you guys want us to watch? I'll watch anything.
A bomb's going off. Who can it be? No, because we will do what the opposite of WWE does. We'll listen to the fans because
always.
If you
we go with what's hot.
Yeah, why wouldn't you go with what's hot? That's called marketing, baby.
We go with what's over.
We sell it.
We sell it. We sell it hard.
And this was a SmackDown Sound-Off for this week. I hope you all have a great weekend. Join us Sunday for the week review. Of course, next Wednesday, the Dynamite review. And of course, every Friday, the SmackDown Sound-Off. All right, well, G-Dog, why don't you give your just final goodbyes? And this has been Brother D. See ya.
Don't have much to say to any of that.
You were very quiet tonight's episode. There were a lot of times where I was like, he's not even jumping in. I'm like, I'm just going.
Yeah, it's just one of those where
I'm hot, baby. Woo!
I didn't feel.
I'm having a whole time keeping these alligators down, dude. I've been watching that promo so much. I love that.
I can tell.
That's the greatest promo ever.
The episode didn't inspire me, didn't liven me up, didn't get me like. That's the thing. I'll get fired up about the things I get fired up about, but it was a good episode.
You're like JR.
Kinda.
You're like JR. If it's not interesting to you, you do not really care that much. You're like, let's just. It's not like
I still liked it, and I wouldn't have watched anything else other than that. To be fair,
this episode of SmackDown did not result the same as Hell in a Cell. When we were done watching that show, when we came down to the Capital Wrestling Cellar, you didn't even want to do the episode. You were like,
Yeah.
just take the intro. I don't even want to say anything. And apparently this was an amazing 8 out of 10 pay-per-view. Almost perfect.
Piss off with any of that.
Yeah, what the hell?
Piss off with any of that. The last hour plus of that show had zapped me of any of my energy.
And if we're going by the logic of how we rated Hell in a Cell, out of 3 matches only, this gets about a 1.5 out of 3.
1.5 out of 3.
Daniel Bryan Jay was good.
Yep.
Dolph KO, nothing was wrong with it. Good back and forth.
Bobby Roode was out there to do some real wrestling.
And then
Looking
got kicked
cool as
out.
fuck.
He did look cool.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. I mean,
looking good's half the battle.
Oh man, I don't even know. Why are those two just why? What is going on in WWE?
Dude, it frustrates me.
It blows.
We really need to get more in on. I mean, AEW is great. Obviously, they need a fucking 3rd hour of TV. But aside from Dark,
do
obviously.
they?
I think they can sustain it right now.
Raw needed a 3rd hour at one point.
But no, not like a 3rd hour of Dynamite. I mean a 3rd hour.
You mean an hour TV?
I mean
show.
a 1 hour TV show somewhere else, like a SmackDown to its Raw. I truly think that. Maybe not a brand split. They don't need shit like
to
that.
The Dynamite. It's called.
Oh, that's dumb.
Kaboom Saturday nights.
Kaboomafu.
Kaboomafu.
Yeah, that lemur.
Yeah, Zaboomafu. Yeah, Kaboomafu.
He's dead now.
The Kung Boom flu.
Kung Fu flu.
I don't know.
Kung Fu Panda.
Great movie. Even better show. Yeah. Let's. All right. This has been the SmackDown Sound-Off.
Sounding off.
Yeah.